Hi, my name is Sonia Thaikutato, and I'm a student in pre-hospital emergency care at the Ahansig College in Montreal. I've been in this program for over a year now, and my goal is to become a paramedic. That means someone who can help others in their time of need by supplying emergency medical care and quickly transporting these patients to the adequate medical facility that meets their needs. Now, there are regular challenges I'd face in an everyday setting. One would actually be treating English-speaking patients. As a paramedic, we communicate vital information to our patients and their loved ones. It is therefore essential that they truly grasp and understand what we are trying to say. Having been educated in French, pretty much all of the definitions we've learned are in French. So a simple task such as defining what you have to your patient can seem actually quite complex when it comes to English-speaking patients because we don't know what to say. What can we do in these cases? Let's say I have an elderly gentleman who has diabetes, and his wife, anxious as she has the right to be, would like to know what to tell her children when they get back. What is diabetes? How can I define it to them? How can I tell my kids what their father has? Well, I know what to say in French, and I can't just tell her that, sorry, I don't know how to say it in English. No, that's very unprofessional, and to avoid having accidents like that, what we can use is a simple tool that can actually be found online. It's called the virtual writing tutor. Now, this tool can be applied to my example. It could be for anything. If you have an important text, you can use this free grammar checker to just make sure you're writing properly, to seem professional, to give you that extra edge. So, how do we get there? Well, as you can see, I've opened up the Google page. Google is my preferred search engine. If you use Firefox, Bing, Bing is a search engine. If you use Firefox or Microsoft Edge, it doesn't really matter as long as you have internet. So I'm going to go into the search bar and just type out virtual writing tutor. Enter. And then immediately Google does what it does best and finds you what you're looking for. So virtual writing tutor is the first one that appears right here. So virtual writing tutor, grammar check, free essay checker. The link is in purple because I have used this website a lot. I'm going to click on it, right click, and then a page will appear. As you can see, we have the logo, Virtual Writing Tutor. You have the ULR if ever you want to save it as a bookmark. I recommend you do. You have options here that basically allow you to check for various things. So now we're going to use the check grammar button to find errors in the text that we're going to write, but you can also find target structures. So that would mean, let's say you have an assignment where you have to include certain words. Well, in case you forget one, you can click check target structure and search for the words you're looking for. Check punctuation, I think it's quite self-explanatory. Check essay, it's basically if you write a full essay, it'll give you a complete analysis on all the errors you made. Check writing, check vocabulary, clear means to clear this whole area, and this whole area is called the text area. So it's this rectangle. And even here you have type, speak, or copy paste your text here. Speak, why speak? Because this particular application can have access to a microphone, and you can actually have speak recognition used, so you can say what you want to, and it will write it, which is very interesting. We're not going to do that. I am going to type in the definition of diabetes that I believe to be correct. So, it is a disease in which the body's inability to produce any or enough insulin causes elevated levels of glucose in the blood and urine. Now, this sounds right to me. It is a disease in which the body's inability to produce any or enough insulin causes elevated levels of glucose in the blood and urine. That is the definition of diabetes that I learned in French, and I did a direct translation into English. Now I'm going to click the check grammar just to be sure that when I write it down, it's going to be grammatically correct. Now, as you noticed, the page completely scrolled downwards. I have the section that now appears, which is called feedback, and in the center it's an error profile. I have an icon here of a little robot, and I can click to hear him speak. So let's see what that does.
Wow, I can't believe how much you are improving.
Thank you. That's a very positive compliment. So there you go. The little robot can give you little positive comments like that. So I can take the scroll bar and scroll downwards, and I can see the word count 25, so that means there were 25 words I had written in the text area. Paragraph count 1, one phrase. Error count 1, oh, I wonder what it was. And the error density is 4%. So I'll show you what I wrote, what you wrote. The body's inability to produce any or enough insulin causes elevated levels of glucose. Enough is highlighted in red. And it says the feedback is that there's a possible spelling mistake found. Error type, a typo. Suggestion, enough. Oh, look at that. Enough is not spelled the same way I did. I see. Those are all the errors I could find. The virtual writing tutor, of course. What would you like to do now? Well, I'd like to correct this. So what do? I'll take my scroll bar on the right side, scroll upward, dragging with the right click of your mouse, and go upward. And then look at that, we reappear on our text area. So as you can see, the feedback is down here, and the text area is up here. And I have enough that, surely enough, has been highlighted by my computer. But that's not the point. Enough, GH, has now been corrected. And now if I check grammar again, it says that we have 0 errors and 0 error percentage in terms of density. That is how the virtual writing tutor works. Like I said, it's free, it's easy to use, and it's completely accessible. I hope you guys will use it. It's very useful. Just to be sure, it could be for a text that you think is important. It could be for an important, actually, a letter. You would like to make sure that you have no spelling mistakes. Just get it checked out. It's easy to use. Totally recommend it. And that's pretty much it. This is the phrase I would give to my patient's wife. She can have it noted down. She'll be able to tell her children what it means. And everyone's happy. If ever I wish to have it, if I want to tell it to her, and I don't know how to pronounce certain words like disease or body, inability, elevated, I can use the icons down here. We have various ones. We have an example, another example. We have the check spelling, the microphone icon, which is for when we want to speak. And here, look at this. It's a little speaker icon. Let's click it and see what happens. It's written text to speech.
It is a disease in which the body's inability to produce any or enough insulin causes elevated levels of glucose in the blood and urine.
Look at that. We can hear what and how it's pronounced. So that's great. You can download this audio. You can download the text itself as a document. It's quite useful. Go for it. Have a good day. And thanks for listening.